Hello, hello, lovely yogis. I hope you are happy and well wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. This is going to be a full body, strong and stretchy yoga flow. So perfect balance of getting our strength on, but also nice bit of stretching, which is my favourite kind of yoga practice. Without further ado, we will begin today in a child's pose. So bringing the big toes to touch, bringing the knees as wide as the mat, walking the hands forwards and sinking the belly and the chest down towards the earth. Make sure that your head is supported by something, whether that's the mat, whether you've got one hand stacked on top of the other, maybe you have a block. And just take the opportunity here to feel into the body, noticing any areas of tension. Maybe you're feeling it in the hips today, maybe the shoulders, maybe the face and the jaw. So just taking this time to send your attention to those spaces and just imagining them softening, melting, dissolving away. Start to notice your breathing, so you might be able to feel your breath being reflected back from the mat. I love child's pose because I can really hear my breath and I can really feel my breath when I'm down here. You might notice your belly rising and falling in between your thighs. Sending that breath deep down into the lungs, into the belly. You might even feel the breath filling up the backside of the body, moving up slightly towards the sky as you inhale, and softening back down as you exhale. Take 3 more deep breaths here on your own. In and out through the nose if that feels comfortable. As you draw your next breath in, draw yourself upright slightly and then start to walk both hands over to the left, stacking the right hand on top of the left and drawing the right hip back in space to feel that opening through the right side of the body, and send the breath into the right lung, feeling that opening and that stretch, filling up that side of the body. As you're ready, walk back through centre and take it over to the other side, stacking left hand on top of right, drawing left hip, left shoulder down towards the earth. Come back through centre, start to slide the hands so they're kind of halfway back towards you, leaning over on a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the earth away from you, draw the chin into the chest, round the spine. Inhale, lift, shine the collarbones forwards. Exhale, round everything in. So it's like a cat-cow, but here in a seated position. Keep it flowing, rounding everything in as you exhale and blossoming everything open as you inhale. Making it flow smoothly from one move into the next. You might wiggle the hips around as you do so. You might sway from side to side, making the movement whatever you need today. One more time. And then press yourself up, so you're right upright. If it's getting uncomfortable on the knees, you can totally switch positions, whatever feels comfortable. And I'll invite you to bring the knees together if you're still sitting on the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand might hook around for the outside of the left hip. Take another deep inhale, find a bit more length. And exhale, find a bit more depth. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Deep breath in, sweep those arms up. And deep breath out, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, plant the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Drop the hips, drop the belly down, landing in an upward facing dog. Take another deep breath in here. And exhale, press into the hands, send it back to a narrow leg child's pose. Inhale, snake your way forwards, sliding the belly down towards the floor. Exhale, round your way back. Inhale, slide it forwards, dropping the chest down. Exhale, rounding it back. One more time. Inhale, snake it through and hold here in your upward facing dog. Gaze over the right shoulder, back towards the right foot. Come back through centre. Over the left shoulder, back through centre. Now drop the hips all the way down to the floor. Walk the fingertips towards the outside edges of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, dip the right shoulder in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip the left. One more time on each side. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to dip. Last time, last side, dipping that shoulder in. Now slide the hands back so they're underneath the ribs, tuck under the toes, then either press back up to the knees or up to a plank and wave the body back, downward facing dog. Adjust your stance if you need to. Draw the heels down in the direction of the earth. They do not need to be touching. And point that tailbone up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in here. Lift the heels up off the mat and exhale. Drop the heels over to the right. Bend into the knees. Press the chest back towards the thighs. Inhale, come back up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, drop the heels over to the left. Stretching through the side body. Inhale, back through centre. Exhale here. Inhale, make your way forwards into an up dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You can either snake your way forwards or round your way forwards, whichever works best for you. Just flowing through these spinal waves. Warming up the entire body. And as you're ready, let's all meet back in a downward facing dog. On your next breath in, sweep the right leg up towards the sky, open the hip, bend that top knee, start to take big circles with that leg. Going in one direction and then switch directions. Use your next inhale to sweep those toes up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step that foot through, stacking knee over ankle. And then drop that back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you as you straighten the front leg and land in a half split here. Come up onto the fingertips and point the right toes. And finding a little bit of strength in that right quad, you're going to try and lift that right foot off the mat. You might just lift it a few inches, a few centimetres, and drop it back down. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and lower. Rock your way back forwards into that low lunge. Start to walk the right foot out, come onto the outer edge of that right foot, sweep the right arm behind and bend that left foot in towards the left glute, finding the quad stretch here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Release that foot, start to walk the right foot back to centre, root down through both hands, pick up the back knee, step it back to plank. Option to go straight back to downward facing dog or work through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, sweep the left toes up to the sky, open the hip, drop that left heel in towards the glute and start to take those circles with that knee. Going in one direction and then switching directions. Inhale, sweep that left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Reach those toes high and tap that knee in. Make your way into low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, windmill them back, straighten the front leg, half splits. And then point those toes down towards the earth. Come up onto the fingertips. Lift that left foot to hover. Drop it back down, lift it up. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and drop it down. Rock it back forwards into your low lunge, then walk that left foot out, coming into the quad stretch. Left hand reaching for the right foot. Take a deep breath in here, and breathe out. Release that foot, walk the left foot back to centre, root down through the hands, step it back to plank, maybe work through a vinyasa, and everyone will meet in a downward facing dog. Before we move on to our next little flow, let's find some strength into the upper body. Drop those elbows down, lift them back up, either both at the same time or one at a time. Dropping down to dolphin and then pressing back up to downward facing dog. If you've done any of my classes before, you've probably encountered these before. Such a great way to strengthen through the triceps, the shoulders, the arms. Take them at your own pace, and if you're lifting up one elbow at a time, try and alternate which one lifts up first. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those elbows back down. Start to walk the feet in towards the hands. Coming into dolphin pose and holding. Really press the elbows into the mat, like you're trying to press the earth away from you. Pushing out through the shoulders here. Staying connected to your breath. Option to stay here or to lift the right toes up to the sky. Hold. Place them back down. Lift the left toes up to the sky. Hold. Place them back down. Root down through the left hand and the left shoulder. Lift the right arm up towards the sky. Place it back down. Lift the left arm up towards the sky. Hold. Place it back down and then press your way back up to a downward facing dog. Walk those feet back out and just take a moment, take a deep breath. On your next breath in, right toe sweep up to the sky and then tap right knee to right elbow this time. Up to the sky, over to the right elbow. One more time. Back to the sky, back to the right elbow. Now tap to the wrist, all the way up to the armpit. Down to the wrist, to the armpit, to the wrist, to the armpit, to the nose, and then step that foot through. Keeping the back knee lifted this time. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Windmill the arms behind you, and then bring the fingertips down onto the floor. You can walk the back foot in if that feels good, and you can bring the back heel down towards the earth or you can keep it hovering off the mat. You can stay here in your pyramid pose if this feels like enough for you, or if you want an extra challenge, root down through the fingertips, point through the right toes and lift that right foot to hover off the mat. Place it back down, lift it to hover. Back down, lift it up. Wow, this is very, very hard. Lift, back down, one more time. Lift, place it back down, and then bend back into that knee, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus, dip that back knee. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, cactus dip. One more time. High lunge, cactus dip, and then back to your lunge. Frame the front foot. Option to work back through an Ekapada Chaturanga, keeping that right foot lifted. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. If you did not manage those leg lifts, then there is absolutely no shame in that. They are super, super duper tricky. Just take another moment here, reset before we move on to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to elbow. Deep breath in, extend. Deep breath out, tap. Last time, fill the lungs as you lift the leg. Empty the lungs as you tap it, and then take it to the wrist. To the armpit, wrist, armpit, wrist, armpit, nose. Step it through. Deep breath in, sweep it up. High lunge. Deep breath out, straighten the front leg, windmill the arms, fingertips to the earth. Finding whatever option feels best for you with that back foot. And then we find the strength in that leg, or maybe we just stay hanging out in our pyramid if that feels good. So lifting the toes to hover, place it back down, hover, down. Guys, I'm seriously struggling. Hover, place it back down. Last time, hover, back down, and then bend into that knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus dip. Deep breath in, extend. Cactus dip, extend. Last time, cactus dip, lift back up, frame the foot, maybe take the Ekapada Chaturanga, and we'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe take a sigh out through the mouth. Releasing some heat, letting go of whatever happened, whether you were successful there or not. Just showing up to this practice is being successful. Whether or not you can make a certain shape or do a certain transition does not matter. On your next breath in, rock your way forwards into a plank and start to walk the hands and the feet away from each other. So finding a lengthened stance position, hands are not underneath the shoulders, and then drop the elbows down into a low plank. Can you press it back up, either one elbow at a time or both at once? I cannot do both at once. Back into this extended high plank. Drop them down, lift them up. Okay, maybe I can do both. Drop them down, lift them up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to that plank, drop them down, and then soften the belly down, landing in a sphinx for just a moment here. Take what you need, sigh it out, breathe it out. Draw the heels in towards the glutes and then windmill the legs, windmill the heels from one side to another, like your legs are the windshield wipers on a car, trying to get all the rain off. And as you're ready, come back to centre, extend those legs out straight, slide the hands in line with the ribs, tuck under the toes, press back up to a plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, hop your way forwards, land in a Malasana. Feel into the hips here for just a moment. Bring the hands to interlace at heart centre. Press the elbows into the knees. And we're going for another move that some of you may have encountered with me before, and you might hate me for it, but that's okay. We're going to find some strength in the hips here, keeping the elbows pressing into the knees. Lift the hips so that the torso is parallel to the floor. Lower them back down. Lift, lower, keeping a nice long spine the whole time. So head, heart, hips, all staying in one nice long line as we lift and lower. You might be absolutely burning in the hips already. If you are definitely not alone. Keep it going for 5, 4, oh, I regret saying that, 3, 2, 1 more, or maybe you're just chilling in your malasana, that's totally cool. Whew. Drop it back down. Wow, that really gets my hips burning, so if you are burning as well, we're all in it together. Now the little challenge is to rise your way up to standing without using the hands, so straighten those legs, give those hips a little shimmy shake out, bring the feet in so that they're at hip width apart, and just take a moment here, finding the alignment of head, heart, hips, knees, ankles, feeling soft yet feeling strong and stable, like if a big breeze came through the room right now, you would stay solid and standing just as you are. Root down through the right foot. Either bring the hands to the hips, to heart center, or up overhead. Lift the left foot off the mat, draw the knee in towards the chest, and start to take big circles with that left knee, just like we did in our downward dog. And then switch direction of the circles. You might be falling all over the place, that is totally a-okay. Draw that knee back into the chest. Option 2, straighten that leg out in front, hold here, and then maybe take some pulses with that leg, pointing the toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmill your way into a warrior 3, extending the arms out in front maybe, extending them behind, taking them to heart center. Lots and lots of options. Hold here, an option to take some pulses on that right knee. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then drop the left toes all the way to the back of the mat, land in a warrior 2, press into the outer edge of that back heel, draw the right knee towards the right pinky toe if it's collapsing in, and just take a moment. Hold here in your warrior 2. Notice how your mind reacts to the challenge of holding this difficult pose. Give me one more deep breath here. Straighten that front leg if you need to at any time. And let's all straighten it. Reach the arms up overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink it back down. Inhale. What's the word for this? I forgot. Exhale, sink it back down. Inhale, fly the warrior. That is what I was looking for. Exhale, sink it back down. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink it back down. Turn both toes to point out. Heels point in. Straighten those legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink it down for goddess. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink it down. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink it down and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Bring the hands onto the knees. Dip the right shoulder in. Come back through center. Dip the left shoulder in. Back through center. Right shoulder. Back through center. Last time. Left shoulder. Come back in. Sink it back down for one more moment. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Now turn the heels out, toes in, come down halfway. So not sinking all the way down into our prasarita. You can bring the hands to the hips, to the heart, or out ahead. If you've got them extended, option to draw the elbows into the ribs for cactus and then straighten back out. Cactus, extend, cactus, extend, cactus, extend, and hold whatever position you're in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back up, turn the right toes to point forwards. Inhale, find the reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill around, frame that foot, back to plank, work through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, hop it back into a malasana. And this time just rise all the way straight up to standing. Bring the feet to hip width apart. On your next breath in, draw the right knee into the chest. Take whatever option works for you with the arms and start to take those circles with that right knee. In one direction and switch directions. And then the option is to straighten that leg, point the toes and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmill your way back to warrior 3. Woo! Taking whatever arm variation works for you. Maybe falling out of it and then coming back in. And maybe pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it all the way back into a warrior 2. Take a moment to find your alignment and settle into the pose. Sending energy out through the fingertips. Imagining that nice one long line of energy from the right hand all the way to the left. Engaging through the legs. And then as you're ready, inhale, fly the warrior. Exhale, sink it back down. Inhale, fly the warrior. Exhale, sink it back down. One more time. Fly that warrior. Sink it back down. And then turn the heels in, the toes out. Straighten the legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink it down and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7. Whoop, nearly fell over. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Lift the right heel off the mat. Place it back down. Lift the left. Place it back down. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. This time, exhale, take a side lunge onto that right knee. Fingertips can be on the mat, hands can be at heart centre, or the arms can be up overhead. Find the strength in the legs, and either with the hands for support, or find the mobility, travel over to the left leg. Take it back over to the right, over to the left, back to the right, over to the left, and then just take a moment to hold at the left side. Come all the way back up into your goddess pose. One more breath here. Rise all the way up. Come back to your warrior 2. Inhale, find the reverse. Exhale, windmill it down. Work through your vinyasa. And everyone will meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, this time hop it forward with the feet together. Bend into the knees, sweep the arms up overhead, chair pose. Last little push here on our legs. Engaging through the legs, the core, arms up overhead if you wish, or at heart centre. Always those options. And let's take pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your chair, maybe come up onto your tiptoes. Deep breathing. And release. Descend into a fold. Give those legs a little wiggle. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, halfway lift, come up to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, step it back to plank, and then drop straight down onto the belly. Stack one hand on top of the other, creating a little pillow to rest your forehead on. Take 5 deep breaths here. Once again, feeling your breath reflected back to you from the earth, hearing it land on the mat. I'm going to start to cool it down pretty quickly. So draw the right knee up and in towards the right armpit. Slide it up there. So you're in a half frog position. You can press up onto the forearms here. Lift the right elbow off the mat. Slide the left arm underneath the right. Place the left hand on the right knee. And then roll your way over onto your back. So coming into a reclined twist, rooting both shoulders down into the earth, drawing the right knee in the direction of the mat, and just taking a moment here to soften. Noticing any areas of tension, and once again, sending your attention there. Send your attention to the tension. And try and dissolve it. Unravel yourself all the way back through centre. Come back to your Sphinx and then draw the left knee up and in towards the left armpit in that direction in our half frog. Lift the left elbow off the mat, slide the right arm underneath onto that left knee, and then roll over onto your back. Enjoying some moments of peace and stillness here. This time, release that left leg and carry on rolling over fully onto your back with the knees pointing up to the sky, soles of the feet pressing into the earth. Bring the right ankle to cross over the top of the left knee and thread the hands either behind the left thigh or around the left shin. Just taking whichever option enables you to keep your hips and your shoulders rooting into the earth. Draw the left knee towards you as you press the right knee away from you, and keep the feet nice and active here, drawing them back towards the knees. You might take a moment just to take some circles with the ankles. Release, switch sides, left ankle over right knee, and then draw that right leg in towards you, noticing if this side maybe feels different from the other side. Release the grip on that leg and then give both knees a big, big squeeze into the chest. And then release the legs, landing in any version of Savasana. Maybe Supta Baddha Konasana, maybe constructive rest, maybe the classic Savasana, and maybe you take the option of placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Maybe you let the arms flop overhead. Totally up to you. The choice is yours. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable, most content, most happy. And just join me here for 10 deep breaths here in stillness. If you can find the time to move, you can find the time to be still and silent. You are more than welcome to reach over and pop me on pause and chill out in your Savasana for as long as you fancy. If you are ready to move on, start to bring some slow, gentle movement back to the body. And gently make your way back up to a comfortable seated position, where we will seal our practice with a deep releasing breath, as we always do. So inhaling through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Open the eyes if they are not already. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. If you enjoyed getting strong, getting stretchy, then I would be super duper grateful for any likes on this video. You can comment with any requests for future videos, any suggestions, anything you feel like saying. It would make me very happy to have a comment from you, and it would make me even happier to have you subscribe to my channel so that we can practice together again in the future. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and hopefully I will be seeing you on your mat again soon.